What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. Today, I wanted to discuss something that's been in the news in the last day or so. There's been paperwork to come out about 1090 Jake, the paperwork king. No Jumper posted a grievance letter from 1090 Jake about an incident that happened to him in a prison dorm where people were smashing the head with locks in a sock. Things escalated, people got hit, and people got sentenced to the whole time. But what I wanted to talk about was this grievance. I've did prison time, I've did county time, I've did, community service, I've did it all. Before I had kids and changed my life, I was locked up all the time. I did a few prison bids, not that long, about a year each time. Then I've been to the county like too many times to count. Let me explain to y'all what a grievance is. A grievance is not a statement against another inmate to get them in trouble. A grievance is something you write to complain about the COs, the prison staff, or whatever it may be, somebody in the prison who is over you. CO, nurse, warden, it don't matter. You write a grievance to complain. A grievance ain't, let me put this man's name in the paperwork, he's going to get in trouble. As you'll hear in the clip, 1090 Jake and the other individuals in this paperwork had already been sentenced to whole time in solitary confinement. For those that don't know, that's where you go when you get in trouble, when you're in prison and you do something you ain't supposed to do. You go to the hole, it's locked down 24 hours a day most times. And they had already been sentenced when this grievance was wrote. So nobody could get in trouble for the grievance. And the man that hit 1090 Jake did it in front of the police on a PC move to try to get out of the dorm. So the cops already know what happened. They were right there when it happened. So for this narrative coming out that 1090 Jake snitched, no. He didn't snitch. It was a grievance. A lot of people who've never been locked up before don't even know what a fucking grievance is probably talking shit, running their mouth. But y'all don't even know what you're talking about. So cut the shit out. Y'all mad because of a white boy making millions, exposing rappers in the industry. Man, fuck them rappers. If they told, they told. Just like 1090 Jake said, it would be like you being a snitch for writing a paper because you got into a car accident. Are you too gangster to do that? Or are you just not going to do an insurance claim because you too gangster? You know what I'm saying? He was trying to get out of the hole. So he wrote a grievance saying that the two police officers who came to him when this incident happened beat the shit out of two other inmates, which one of them was the guy he got into it with. So he wrote a grievance on the COs to try to get out of the hole because of the way the cops treated him. It didn't work out. So he ended up still doing like 200-something days in the hole. The cops ended up coming and gassing him for it and all. But let's get into the clip, man. Y'all see what I'm talking about? If y'all have any questions, man, comment down in the chat. Let's get it.
We got him, fucking white boy.
That's how, but that's what it's looking like. People like, what the fuck's going on? So, all right, so we just posted on No Jumper right now. It's some paperwork that's flowing around. You know, everybody tagging me and that shit, sending it to me. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I look at it, and I'm like, all right, what the fuck is this? So I instantly got to hit 1090 Jake. So I posted it on the page and shit. So and to your side, break down exactly what's going on in that statement that's posted online right now.
So that's a prison grievance. That's what that is. That's not a because 99% of people on here ain't never even been to prison. That's a grievance. So what happened? Whatever date in 2014, we was at war with the Zoes and beat them at Lancaster. That was the jungle dorm. It was during shift change. One of my brothers popped one of the Zoes with a lock. He had a big fat ass gold lock. Hit the Zoe in the back of the head. That's Mark Cherry. That's in the paperwork. Or Sherry. That French shit.
Because it's like three different people. I see Jimmy Hooray, Louis.
Listen, we're gonna break all that. I can even bring up their fucking pictures so you can see what they look like. But Mark Sherry was the Zoe that got hit in the back of his head with a brick. Or not a brick, a lock. Put a hole in his shit. So he got hit. He went, made this weird ass sound. Everybody in the dorms like mad quiet and shit. I'm getting up. because this early in the morning, I got my arms in my sleeve, like in my shirt or whatever to be warm. I sleep right next to the water fountain, which is right next to the booth. The booth is where the COs are at. Cocaina is Jimmy. Cocaine is his nickname. That's the other Zoe.
So Jimmy Horror.
That's who fired me up.
All
so
right.
he walks this way, and he swings a sock, and it ends up being a piece of asphalt from the basketball court. That's what I got hit with in the back of my head. The shit break, and fucking rocks and pebbles shoot all over my bunk. He fires me up while the COs is watching this shit. The COs see him do this, and then he goes right up to the booth and just stands there until they come out the door and then lock him up. So what we call that in Florida, that's a gangster check-in. You can check in where you, hey, CO, I want to go PC, I don't feel safe, or you crash somebody in front of the CO. Where you still get off, but you do it in front of the CO so you get picked up. So when I go to get up, my homie Red Light that's in the dorm with me is like, nah, don't get up, don't get up. They gonna come in here, they gonna see you straight, you gonna be good. They came in, CO was like, let me see your head. I turn this way. He's like, all right, let me see the other side. I turn this way. He's like, nah, you gotta go to medical. You got a hole back there. So I got a scar back there and everything. So while this is happening, while the COs are in the dorm, one of the homies that's further down stands up because he had a Zoe sitting behind him. So he thought the other Zoe was gonna crash out because they trying to get the fuck out of the dorm now because it's war. So he stands up, the CO grabs him. Hey, come here. Grabs him up. That's the other name that's in the case. What, Jerry Lewis?
Oh, yeah.
He had nothing to do with nothing, but he get grabbed up. Then they start looking at everybody. They're checking hands, heads, whatever. They check Mark Cherie, and they see he got a fucking hole like this in the back of his head. So they take all four of us, the kid that fired me up, me, the Zoe that got fired up, and the other homie that didn't do shit. They take us all into the back of the dorm where it's like a back hallway that COs are able to come into the unit without nobody seeing them. They take us back there. They beat the fuck out of the one that fired me up, and they beat the fuck out of my bro, Jerry Lewis. Beat the shit out of them. Then they take me and Mark Sherry to medical. So we got to get stitched up and shit. We get stitched up. We go to confinement. Once you in confinement in Florida, you go to AC confinement, which is administrative confinement. You got to go in there for however long it is, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Then you go in front of DR court. When you go in front of DR court, that's when they're like, okay, so you got hit with possession of a weapon and assault on an inmate. How do you plead? Not guilty. All four of us got hit with all the same shit. So they lied in the DR and said that I hit him back with a rock and he had a lock or some shit. It never happened. I just got fired up. Then the two other dudes, they said they went at it. They didn't even do nothing because Mark Sherry got popped by one of my bros that didn't even get caught for doing it. But because this kid fired me up in front of the COs, all four of us went to confinement. Obviously, he went to confinement, but then the three of us went to confinement too. So all of us go in there. We all get hit with 120 days. After we get hit with 120 days, I write a grievance. They already know bro popped me because they fucking watched them do it. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I got hit with this, da-da-da-da-da. And then the COs beat the fuck out of them too. I said the COs beat the same dude that fired me up. And then they beat the other homie that had nothing to do with nothing. So they talking about, oh, you snitched on dude. How did I snitch on dude? We already got sentenced to confinement. That already happened. We already got found guilty in confinement. But not only that, you crashed me in front of the police where they watching it. So your ass could just check in. Then they said, oh, you snitched on the police. How you snitch on the police? I thought Kodak Black did that. Everybody said, no, you can't snitch on the police. Because I didn't get hit by the police. They got beat by the police.
Hey, your shit muted. Your shit went quiet.
If you look on the paper from the grievance, it says February 4th. If you go look at my disciplinary reports,
yeah,
I got the music right here.
So you basically saying that grievance, or you know what I'm saying, the statement that people seeing is not no forward shit or no fake shit.
No, I wrote that.
So you definitely wrote it.
They were like, oh, it says Mark Cherry. Nah, Mark Cherie is somebody else. That was the Zoe that got hit in the back of his head. He from from Broward County or some shit.
So they gonna be on you. They're gonna be like, so I thought, you know what I'm saying? I thought niggas ain't supposed to write nothing. You're supposed to not talk to the police and say shit. So like, how do you answer to the people who gonna say that?
This is a grievance. The grievance goes to the warden and then goes to classification. So this is how you get out of confinement. We all got sent to confinement and we didn't do shit. This ain't no fucking, you know what I'm saying? But you look at this right here, participating in a disturbance and disobeying the order. This shit, hang on. This shit came from right after the whatchamacallit, that aggravated assault on the inmate. So when that shit happened, they ended up coming to my door, not the warden, but the captain and all the COs that was involved in the grievance. They came to my door, they bucked me on my food, so they're like, we ain't giving you shit. And then they gassed the fuck out of me for the same incident. So I ended up going through it with the police about this whole situation. And none of us got out of confinement. So I ended up getting 30 days for each one of them. So that's 60 days for them 2 DRs for going through it with the police. And then 120 days because Buddy crashed me. So I went to confinement because of Buddy. 2 other people went to confinement because of Buddy. We all got sentenced for this shit.
So you saying though, like the grievance that you wrote out or whatever, you had to write that shit in order to get out of confinement? Like that's like a mandatory thing, or you was just working your move or something?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Nobody really gets out of confinement. If you get a DR, yeah, it's pretty much not gonna get out of there.
Yeah.
So I wrote that shit up like, look, ain't none of this shit happened. None of this shit's true. I had to sit in the room handcuffed while they beat the fuck out of both of them boys. And even though this is dude I'm at war with, and he just fired me up, I don't want to see nobody get flipped like that, you know? I'd rather do it to you than fucking watch the police do it. Because they walked in and put their gloves on and beat the fuck out of them. My bro that got locked up that didn't do nothing, his face was like this here, way the fuck out. And I spoke on this, like this video that I got right here. This shit's from 4 years ago, bro. Breaking down this whole shit. So it's like, this ain't no new story. This ain't none. I've been put all this shit out. Motherfuckers is just trying to jump on.
So look, but you 1090 Jake. So they like, nigga, 1090 Jake, anything with your name on it with some paperwork.
Man, listen, they don't even gotta listen to me. I got homies that's in this live right now that want to come on here that was there when shit happened. I got a homie that's in Georgia State Prison right now that was there when it happened. He the one that told me not to get off the bunk. So motherfuckers that was in the dorm know exactly how the shit went. Bro crashed me in front of Troll, bro. It's like you get shot in front of the police. The police know who shot you already. You see what I'm saying?
All right.
So you try to say any little thing, they already know who did it. He did it in front of Troll. If anything, you put 3 other people in confinement with what you did. Nothing that we was already in that bitch and sentenced.
Yeah.
So it's like,
so
ain't nothing motherfucker can do.
So to the niggas that's gonna be like, but still, like, all right, so explain what the difference between a grievance and a statement is, because niggas gonna be like, that's still telling if you write some shit out. You know what I'm saying? So like, break that down.
Your statement is gonna be whatever you initially fucking, I think like whenever the shit actually happened. I don't even remember if we wrote a statement or if they just wrote it for us and like forged our name, because we all got cuffed up. Because I was one of the ones that got taken to medical, because me and dude both got hit up. And the other 2 just got beat, and then they tried to say, like, when they beat the fuck out of him, all the shit that they did to his face, they said that I did it.
Yeah.
So a grievance could be anything, bro. Like, you got a sock with a hole in it. You got whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just, a grievance is like a complaint or an appeal, or, like, I don't really know how to put it in civilian terms because they don't really have the same shit in civilian court. But a grievance is like a complaint.
Yeah. So, all right, another question they're going to be on. So, like, did you have to write that grievance out, or, like, that was some shit that they came to you with? Like, how did the grievance even, how did you know what I'm saying? Because some niggas right now, they saying it's not a grievance.
I requested the grievance.
So you did request?
I requested. Yeah, so normally if you request a grievance, you pretty much signing up to go to war with the police.
Yeah.
Because they know you're going to be complaining about something they did. So when you go for a grievance, you're signing up to go at it with the police. That's really who I went through it with. So that's it's a complaint towards whoever's in charge of you. That's how the shit popped off. That's why I got my ass fired up by the COs. They came through and they hit me with the riot can of gas and burnt all the skin off my side.
You know they're gonna be on you though. They're gonna be like 10 that.
Yeah, but they on dick though already, because I can show them all type of shit. They're gonna be like, nah, bro ain't rap, but this white boy, we gotta get the white boy up out of here.
But they saying
Motherfuckers is still talking about a smoke shop that I never even worked at. Because somebody put my name on a news article saying the smoke shop got hit with a sting that I never worked at. And they, oh, you told on the smoke shop.
Yeah.
So it's like, if they sucking dick, they're going to suck dick regardless. But I can show them this person. Nah, he ain't do that. Nah, he ain't say nothing crazy. Nah, he ain't. So it's like, you know?
Yeah, nah, fact. I feel that, but you know, they gonna be like, niggas ain't supposed, any nigga that carry themselves like a street nigga ain't supposed to be writing no statements, no grievances, or any of that shit. So like, that's
100%. And you know what else they say? The second somebody gets shot, kicked, punched, flipped by the police, what do? They complain, right?
Yeah.
They say something, everybody starts marching around and fucking boycotting and tearing shit up. Anytime something happens with the police. So I said something about 2 other black motherfuckers getting beat by the police. I didn't even get beat. I said something off their face, right?
Yeah.
And I suffered the consequences of that. So what happens in a situation like that? Because we just went over the Kodak thing where Kodak said he was getting tortured by the police. What everybody said, you can't snitch on the police.